How's it going?
Why'd you pull us in so early? Like you could see us on the side screen over there, kind of jamming out, getting down. Like why'd you do that?
Well, that's okay. Yeah, actually, for some reason, it's narrow this time because I always do the same thing.
I feel like it's much later in the like. I feel like typically when it hits like fourth or fifth slide is when you do that and you can't see us. I mean, I'm all for it. It's whatever to me. But so tonight, another Wednesday, another episode of the Paranormal Unveiled podcast. And Gwen, how are you doing tonight? I know that you have some stuff going on.
I do. Let's just say they denied my surgery that I need, and I have been
Morgan,
really.
Blaine.
Hey guys. Jeremy.
So Gwen, can we do something a little bit different tonight based off of the suggestion from my last show? I want the chat to get involved. If you have questions for our guest, please chime in and ask questions. And
Please.
Gwen will pin them. We'll ask the questions. And I'm trying to make the podcast better every week. So yep. I love that suggestion. So anyways, going back, I know you said you had some stuff going on. Insurance denied your surgery claim.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit off, but that's okay. I'm going to get through it and we'll get it done and it'll be okay. I'm just still a little angry about it, as well as everybody that knows me. So
I'm like, look, you're like 5'6". You're always angry.
I know. I'm 5'4". I'm even more angry.
you look, short people are angry about something, and I have no idea what the fuck it is, but they're angry.
It's because we can't reach the top shelf at the grocery store.
That's that ladder. Now, so tonight we have an absolutely great show. This has been in the works for several months now. I first got in contact with him via TikTok, and that's how I learned about the location that he owns. And I am super stoked about this because I think that this location, and we'll get into that after I have a few questions. This location deserves attention, and I feel like he's doing the right thing. Like, he's not pushing it to make money.
Right.
He's pushing it to preserve the history of the location, and I love that.
I do too.
And you know, when it comes to my show, I'm gonna do one of two things. I'm gonna call you out if you're doing bad shit, or I'm gonna call you out if you're doing good shit. So I am really excited about this show. Tonight we have to welcome to the Paranormal Unveiled family, Mr. Dennis Estlock.
Hey, Dennis.
Dennis, please tell me I pronounced your last name right.
You did.
I'm
very nervous.
You're
very
nervous?
No, I'm kidding you.
But
you did get it right.
I know damn well you're not.
No, I'll tell you, I have been called, and I'm still trying to figure out where they come up with extra letters and shit like that. But I've been everything from Westlock, Eastlake. The worst one I've seen so far is Breastlock. And I'm like, where the flip did you get BR at?
Yeah, I don't see that letter.
So we're good.
I'm not going to lie to you. I know we had a very short time. Hey, Russ Stiver, everyone joining in the chat, I see you. Yeah. I know we had a very short time in the pre-show, and I wanted to ask you your last name to make sure I had it right. So I completely 100% took a shot in the dark in that.
Yeah, well, your shot hit dead on target. So, and I was thinking the same thing. All right, do I call him Nathaniel? Do I call him Nate? Nathaniel?
Nate.
What? Nate. Gotcha.
Nate's fine. So,
hey, everybody in chat. Kay Cubby, that's one of my volunteers. Thank you for joining us, my fire Kay.
We see you, Blaine. I saw Christy. I see Morgan down there.
Jeremy, and who am I missing?
Lord, how many people we have in this chat?
I know. We love it, guys. Ask questions.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So, Dennis, if you could, before we get into the more serious questions that I have to ask, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in the paranormal?
So, I got into the paranormal when I was 7. That was when my first experience happened. I won't tell you how long ago it was, but we'll just say it was.
Yes, you do, Jeremy.
5 decades. But yeah, so my grandparents lived about 2 hours away from us. I have had a brother 4 years older than me, and we had bunk beds. Well, I slept top bunk, he slept bottom bunk, And I woke up one night to my granddaddy standing right beside my bed, looking me eye to eye, telling me goodbye. He loved me. He'd see me later.
No.
Oh, all right, granddaddy. I didn't even know you guys came up. Like I said, they lived a couple hours away. But I guess I'll see you in the morning. Good night. And he just was gone. Well, not much longer after that, at some point, Mom comes in. She turns on the bedroom light, tells my brother and I, we got to get our asses up and get dressed. We have to leave. And I'm like, is this because granddaddy left? I didn't even know they were coming. When did they come up? And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? I said, well, granddaddy was here just a little bit ago, told me goodbye. He loved me and he'd see me later. When did they come up? She's like, just get your ass out of bed. He had a massive heart attack a couple hours earlier and passed away.
Oh.
So that was my first experience with spirit.
So you had a what they would call a family visitation.
Right. Which I have a theory on that, and I'm curious. I'm going to drag chat into this. Put a one in the chat if you've had a family visit within the first 7 days after they passed, and put a 2 if it was after 7 days. Because I think, and this is a theory that I've been working on for a long time, I think they get a kind of free pass, so to speak, in that first 7 days to let us know they're okay. But I think after that, they have to learn how to do that and how to come talk to us. If you've ever watched the movie Ghost, Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore,
One.
you know, he had to learn all these things over.
Yes.
You know, because here's the way I describe it, or I question people.
Oh.
Yeah, look at all the ones popping within
Sorry,
the
there's
first.
a fucking spider.
Oh,
How
he's
do-
going
how
to
do you
jump
know
out
it-
of his skin in a minute.
Wait, how do you know it was fucking? Maybe it was just a regular
It was
spider.
touching my head. Morgan, I did not squish it. For the record, I just smacked it. I gave it a little bit.
Maybe
of a
it was
bitch
just
smack
walking
there.
along.
He was just
Maybe it was just walking along. Maybe not fucking.
Yeah, no. Like, so my girlfriend Morgan, I guarantee she's gonna comment to one because I know her experiences,
You
but she
did.
also has an affinity
All right,
for
let's-
spiders.
Let me
And
go
so,
over
like,
them again. Hold on. Now,
I'm
my
not-
answer is a 1 and a 2. So
I am not allowed to kill spiders. I have to leave them be. But if it touches me, I'm sorry, it's fair game.
Oh yeah. All right. So Kay's a 1, Christy's a 1, Morgan is a 1 and a 2. That's the same as I am. Blaine's a 1, and yeah, don't hurt that
Morgan
spider.
said, "Don't hurt that spider."
I
And
didn't.
Christy, a family member that I've never. It was a family member that she had never met. Christy's, and yeah, don't hurt the spider. They say I don't
Yeah.
like spiders because I had a hospital visit for 2 weeks
I-
because of a spider. So
I don't mind spiders, and I've been bitten by a brown recluse. I've also been bitten by a black widow. I don't mind spiders. I just don't want them touching me.
Gotcha.
I can deal with every. I don't want them on me. So can I ask you, like, when you had this experience, as far as waking up and seeing your grandfather there, like, how did that affect you when you were that young?
It just made me wonder. It was one of those. Well, I know I saw him, so you know it. I won't say it really had much impact on me, other than a lot of confusion for a short period of time. But somewhere around the age of 10, I had 2 cousins that were my age. One's 3 months older, one's 2 years older. And if I wasn't spending the weekend at their house, they were spending the weekend at mine. But this particular weekend, I'm at their house, and we had heard somewhere that if you put a tape recorder in a cemetery, you can hear the dead. And we're like, dude, that'd be cool as shit. We need to do that. Well, just a couple of blocks away from their house was a giant cemetery, and it was rather old. Well, I had the big old boom box, you know, the kind that made you walk sideways. You know, it takes a case of D-cell batteries.
At least a case.
Yeah. So we towed this thing out in the cemetery, and we hit record and walked away. Well, we captured somebody whistling a tune, and we're like, dude, this was 10:30 at night. Nobody should have been there. We didn't see anybody. And of course, this was my Christmas present. Now, I grew up fairly poor. This was a nice ass boombox. I'm not letting it out of my sight. So I know there was nobody around it.
Right.
So we capture this tune. Now, their dad was a musician. So we take it to him. We're like, Uncle Ron, do you recognize this? We're like, yeah, it's a tune from like the 40s. Who was whistling that? Well, and that's when we got in trouble. What the hell were you sneaking out of the house for, going over there in the middle of the night? Shit. So,
Busted. Yep.
but that was my first ever EVP session. And of course, at that time, it didn't have that moniker. It didn't have that name.
Right.
Then my next major interaction with spirit. You have siblings, Nate?
I do. I have two. I have an older brother who's a dick, and I have a middle sister who is a little bit older than me, who I like more than my brother.
Okay. And Gwen, do you have siblings?
2 brothers.
Okay. So you guys grew up with them, and you knew that energy when they come up on you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
trying to sneak up. Well, when I was 16, I was headed to the corner market. I'm going to get a pack of cigarettes. And I felt my brother, like he snuck up on me. And then I heard his voice say, I love you, brother. I'll always have your back. I'll see you later. And I spun around. I'm looking all over for him. Now, he's 4 years older than me. He's 20 years old at this time, married, 2 stepchildren, lives away from home.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it was odd. I'm like, why the hell am I seeing him? I had just seen him a couple of hours earlier, about 3 hours earlier at the house. He had to beat on my bedroom window to come in. He was going to get his stepson's birthday present. Well, what I didn't know was he had come that morning to get his stepson's birthday present. I chewed his ass for waking me up. Why are you so damn careless? You're supposed to be an adult, blah, 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 blah. And here you are, you can't keep track of a damn house key, et cetera, et cetera. Well, that night at 9 p.m., I figured out why I felt his presence when the police beat on the door and notified us that they had found him. He had hanged himself that afternoon. Coroner's report was 11-1 time of death. Dead center at noon is when I felt him with me and heard his voice. And I'm like, this is too fucking much. Granddaddy, the voices in the cemetery, my brother, I know there's something to this. There has to be something. After this meat suit dies, our energy has to go somewhere. I want to know where. I want to know what we can do, where we can go, how we can do it. When this meat suit dies, can I fuck with friends? I have a list. It's a big list. It's a big list. But that was one of those things where, you can't deny it. I mean, I knew he was there. I heard his voice. I felt his energy. And I'm like, there's got to be more to this. So I'm going to start researching and start seeing, what the different religions have to say about it and everything else. So it's been a 40+ year journey of trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and every religion will tell you something different when it comes to spiritual contact, to be honest. And also, I would appreciate if you didn't show your age and say that you were 16 going to the store to get smokes. I mean, just say you're 18, man. Give yourself a little bit of extra years.
I'm beyond that point, bro. I'm 56 years old. I don't give a rat's ass who knows it. I mean, even though I look 76, I'm only 56. The hell with
please, I wouldn't have pegged you for a day over 45.
Wow, you're a lying sack of shit, aren't you?
I am not, actually. But in this case, yes. No, I'm fucking with you. But, so let me ask you, you've been in the paranormal field as far as an interest for a long time based off of those experiences, right?
Yes.
How do you, I'm not going to say how. So considering the fact of what you experienced when you had these, I guess you could say said visions, do you think that you have some kind of psychic ability or a form of ability that gives you the inherent cohesion to see things before they happen or speak to spirits when things happen?
Well, before I answer that, I'm going to reach into the audience.
That's fair.
Marfarke, do me a favor. In chat, yes or no, do I have a gift? And this will be Kay Covey will respond. She has firsthand seen what I can do.
All right.
Well, I'm curious on the chat's opinion, but I'm also curious on your own personal opinion.
That's smart ass, Martha. I don't generally throw it out there, but I do remote views. I am a medium. I'm also, which you mentioned earlier, I am an empath. I am a sensitive, so I get all of that. There are places that I can walk into and just get inundated. And there are places that I've never been that I can draw you a map of. So yeah, I do have a ability to see things, talk to them, etc.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit freaks me out. Like, well, I am a.
Thank you, Blaine.
I love people who have that ability, but it does freak me out. I first met my girlfriend Morgan on the USS Salem battleship. We were there for a public event, and she decided to join the skeptical sailor side instead of the psychic sailors. And so she was going with us, and we were walking throughout the ship, and she was somehow ended up next to me when we were walking through the bowels of the ship. And she kept asking me these questions. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. And after the event was over, I waited like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I was like, you know what? This shit's really bothering me. So I sent her a DM on Facebook Messenger. I said, I have to ask you, you were part of the event down at the USS Salem. How much of that shit did you Google before you came on the ship? Apparently, that's not a good question to ask to people who have abilities.
I was about to say, did she go off like a bottle rocket or worse?
No, she didn't go off like a bottle rocket. She's like, I Googled nothing. And I think my exact response was well proven.
Oh, yep. And you didn't kill him, Morgan.
You know what? She has proven me wrong multiple times. And I can tell you right now, she is the real deal.
She is.
She has changed my mind on that aspect as well. As far as it comes to being able to see and perceive things that the normal people would not be able to see and perceive.
Yeah, we were in Gettysburg, and we're with another team.
Yet.
Dude, you got to go. But Martha was with me, and we're at this was last year's Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. And we had a friend of ours.
Be there.
Dude, it's
That's
awesome.
where I've seen you before. Okay, Mm-hmm. I've seen you. Now I know, because I've been sitting here going, where have I seen this man? Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go
Wanted
ahead.
posters.
Yeah.
Wanted posters.
But we end up at this farm. I don't remember the name of the farm. Matter of fact, David Taylor Farm. And as I walk into the barn, Martha, who is just starting to figure her gift out, is staring at this corner. And I just walk in. I went, you see the body stack too, don't you? And she's like, is that what the fuck that is? I just see a big black thing over there, and I don't know what the hell it is. That's a fucking body stack. I mean, they were literally stacked. And then we walk back outside, and I turn and do a triple take at the ridge, and I can see soldiers lined up all along the ridge line. And she comes walking over, and she goes, what in the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a company. But I could identify the uniform. It's just, sometimes it's kind of you cock your head like a dog hearing a dog whistle, and you're looking at it
Yeah,
going,
you're kind of like,
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, this look like.
Yeah, just, okay, I saw it. I don't know what it was though. But generally I can see things, and then I will go back and get verification on what I saw. And usually I get validated 99% of the time. And the ones that I love are when I do a remote view and they're like, gotcha. Prime example, one of my volunteers called me and he says, hey, we got these friends that have a house they're having issues with. And I'm like, well, of course, their fucking backyard is battlefield. They're backed right up to the swamp. And he's like, well, how do you know that? I said, well, I don't know. I just see the big yellow house. I see the big horseshoe driveway, and I see the soldier station all around. He goes, ha, I got you. They don't have a horseshoe driveway. Well, all right. Doesn't have a horseshoe driveway, but it's backed up to the battlefield. They're going to have activity. Well, he asked, next weekend, can you come out? And I said, yeah. So we met at the house. We're walking in the front door. We're in the foyer. This is a pre-Civil War home. It backs up to Gaines Mill battlefield. And we're walking into the living room, and he stops dead in his tracks, turns and looks back at me and goes, you fucker. I haven't done anything. What? And he just turns and points at the picture and goes, horseshoe driveway. And I went, I told you. But it was a period photograph, and it showed the big horseshoe driveway. And I'm like, I saw it when it was that period. That, you know. Now, some places I will see in period. Some places I will see modern. It depends on how I'm being shown that location. I did another one at a plantation that literally it felt like I was getting a hand-in-hand walking tour.
Maria?
And I'm like, this is cool as shit. And I'm describing seeing the cellar doors, and there's the ice building, and there's the smokehouse, and there's this. And they're like, none of those are on the property. All right. That's what I see. Yeah. Hey, Gene. I was just talking about you, my friend.
Gene, how you doing? So that actually reminds me of when I went down to Medfield State Hospital in Medfield, Massachusetts. I love that place. I would go and walk the grounds because it's like a 2.5 mile facility. Like you can walk the grounds all day long and just not really see everything. Mm-hmm. And there was at one point I came to the back corner of where there was the women's epileptic ward and the men's violent ward. And there were 2 separate buildings. But I'm like, I feel like there's something off in this direction. And at the time, my ex-girlfriend's mother's boyfriend was with me. He was like, yeah, there used to be a slaughterhouse over there. I'm like, well, I'm curious, is the slaughterhouse still there? And he said, no, just the foundation is. I've never found the foundation for the slaughterhouse, but it was just intriguing to me that I, for one, do not have abilities. I claim I don't. Other people will swear I do. I will constantly, to this day, tell you I don't. But
yes, you do.
Gwen, be quiet. We're talking about you. But
yeah.
But no, it was just weird to me because I'm like, I see this building that processed meat, and it turns out that it was a self-sustaining farm. So going forward from that, has there ever been an experience, and we're going to get into the cabin here shortly because I know that was the main reason I wanted you on the show. Have you ever had an experience outside of the cabin on 360 that has just freaked you out so much that you were like, what's going on? I like reality is mixing with the metaphysical.
I don't know that I would say it was a matter of reality mixing in with the metaphysical, but it was a matter of I got the shit scared out of me to the point that my blood turned to jello.
No, I'm good with that because that was actually my next question. So you're leading into that. So
yeah, I mean, in the 40 plus years that I've investigated, I mean, it's only been about 25 that I have deeply investigated. Traveled, done locations, but prior to that, I was doing small stuff. I mean, I'd go hang out in the cemetery just to see what I got, or things like that. It wasn't all that deep into it. But then I started doing these serious investigations, going to locations and whatnot. And St. Albans Sanatorium in Radford, Virginia, got me one time.
I wanted to go so bad,
dude. You got to go. It is one of those places that just makes you go, what the hell? I mean, there is so much there. And the weird part is you can't go from A to B without going up or down steps, and everything's there. It's so confusing. But underground, there is an area that is called the Long Dark Hallway.
Ooh.
For a perfect reason. It's probably 80 foot long. It is pitch black, and it connects the two buildings together. Well,
Oh, so it's kind of like the descending hallway at Fort Knox in Maine, where it's so long that you can see light for a period of point, but the light loses its point.
well, there's not even light down there. There's no power down there.
Not mean like flashlight.
Is it
Oh,
more
yeah.
like a tunnel? Is it?
No,
Or is it
it's literally a passage between the two, like depending on what direction you're walking. So it's between like the office area and an area that they call alcohol recovery.
Christine Marie.
Okay.
And I generally will not use a flashlight unless I absolutely have to. And Gene's one of my volunteers, Kay's one, they'll tell you I walk 90% of the time just by intuition and train my eyes to see in the night.
As you should.
So I'm walking this hallway, and at the very end of it, I've got a little bit of light coming through from the office door that's been left open a couple inches. I'm about 3/4 of the way through this thing, and I hear a shuffling noise behind me, and I felt this energy come up behind me that felt like it was just towering over me, and everything locked up. I'm like, holy shit.
Greg?
Hey, Greg. I just absolutely froze. And then I got pissed off. I took a couple of steps forward, and I turned around and I went off. Like, don't you ever fucking run up on me like that again. I will not tolerate that. I will kick your ass into the light. And I felt that energy recede. I'm like, it was kind of,
No, that actually,
it was one of those moments where you just go, what the hell just happened?
that actually kind of answers my next question, because I was going to say, have you ever experienced a location that freaked you out so much that you were hesitant to return? I kind of feel like St. Albans doesn't hesitate. You're not hesitant to return, but the experience that you had there freaked you out.
Yeah, I mean, that one scared the shit out of me, but I've investigated it now about 50 times.
That's awesome.
I'm a member of a group called Haunted Nights Paranormal Events, and they
Never
partner up
invited
a
me.
lot of.
I'm messing.
I mean, you never took me out for a steak dinner either, bitch.
I mean, I would if you asked. I would.
He'd take you out for a burger, not a steak. Wait.
Got to be a ribeye.
No,
But-
no, look, you get a milkshake and maybe some chicken tenders. That's what I'm offering.
Poor Morgan.
Is there ranch involved?
Ranch.
Yes, you can have all the ranch you want.
Okay, we might work on this then.
So can I ask you, do you have a specific set of equipment that you prefer to use, or do you consider yourself an old school investigator as far as like the notebook, notepads, and like the kind of like rudimentary equipment, or do you prefer the new school stuff with all the bells and the whistles, or do you think you are a mixture of both? Do you prefer kind of like utilizing both because both can pick up different activity?
That depends what I'm doing. Now, running the cabin, of course, I've got all the equipment with the bells and whistles and, buzzers and all that, because we deal with John Q. Public doing large scale public investigations.
Okay, so I would say outside of the cabin.
When I'm doing a private, just myself and my team, we do have some of the higher end electronics, the REM pods, the REM pod similars, like the Wraith pod or things like that. The most thing that I rely on is my voice recorder. You can't argue a voice on a recording.
You cannot.
The second thing is myself. When I walk into a room and the hair on the back of my neck stands up and I hear that high pitch in my ears, I know something's about to pop off. But those are my go-to things. And any of them that's in the chat that have the gift, when you hear that high pitch, you're about to have an interaction. It's every time.
Hey, where in the fuck did you come from?
He's a spider.
No, it's a stink bug.
Go save it.
It's a stink bug, and I don't. Where in the fuck did it go?
It's probably on your hat.
Spider. He's with the spider, just chilling.
Okay. Anyways, we'll carry on. I'm sure to come back to the light because bugs are attracted to the light. And then, oh, I see you, little fucker.
You're gonna squish it and it's gonna stink.
I'm not gonna squish it before I throw it into my brother's room. If you give me 1 second.
Oh wow, he's gonna do it too. He is.
Yeah, I'm a dick.
I don't blame him. Hell, I would.
That's what you do.
But yeah, it's one of those interesting things where sometimes, we'll play with the different instrumentation. I do like to see if I can if I have run baseline.
We'll see if he likes that shit.
Yeah, he's going to cuss you. But, I'll run baseline first. I'll go through with a millimeter or something, find what I have. Then I'll turn around and go back in with a REM pod or something like that and see if they'll interact with those.
Right.
Okay. I love this. So Gwen, I'm going to ask you to pin the comment because I want to talk about the location that you run. But here's the thing. My girlfriend is a medium, and we have full plans on coming down at some point to visit the cabin on 360. And she does not want to know anything about the location before we visit. So, Morgan, if you would, please leave the chat. And just send Gwen a confirmation. Gwen, if you could pin the confirmation when she's left.
All right. I don't think you did anything wrong, Marla.
I didn't hear anything wrong.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, she said K. So,
Dennis,
could you please explain to me, how does one come into running a location like this? Like, did it fall into your lap? Did you purchase it because of a foreclosure? Was it an inheritance? Were you just drawn to it? Like, how did you come to purchase location? So,
I don't own the location yet. I own the business that operates at the location.
Okay.
A buddy of mine, co-founder of my team, Ryan Jones, his family actually owns the property that both structures and the battlefield are on. So about 10 years ago, he's like, hey, man, we need to go out and check out these two houses. They're just sitting there empty. And I'm thinking to myself, why the hell are we going to, it's kind of a waste. There's not going to be anything there. One's built in like probably the 60s. The other one's a log cabin we know is built in 79, 80. I'm like, they're not going to be haunted, bro. And he's like, well, worst case scenario, man, we use them for a training ground, use the team, see who works better together and so forth. All right. So we went out. We walked through the log cabin and I'm getting some feeling like there's just something here, but nothing is jumping out. There's not like this huge overwhelming presence feeling. We walked into the brick rancher next door and I'm 3 steps in the door, stopped dead in my tracks. And I take that look around and I'm like, and my exact words to Ryan were, bro, there is something here that's not human and never has been. This place is fucked up. And he's like, do what? And I went, you heard exactly what I said. There is something here that's not human. Something is wrong. And we continue to walk through. We get down to the basement and we're just walking around. And there is a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the house. And this is so loud, it's not one of those where you go, did you hear that? This is one of those where you go, what the fuck was that?
The other people heard it.
Yeah, it was without question. So we immediately run upstairs. We run around the house. We're thinking, is there a crash on the highway? Which we're on Route 360. So it's a 4-lane road. There's a neighbor's house 1/10 of a mile away or so. That's it. That is it. And there's nothing. And I'm like, bro, that echoed. That was from within. That was inside with us. Well, the one thing that we do know at that point is that there had been a murder in the house. Ryan remembered when he was a kid, Dad coming home saying that he had gone out to one of the properties and there had been a person murdered there. He had to help them put the body into the body bag, but he wouldn't talk more about it, wouldn't go into detail. So we don't know who our victim is, what her age is, male or female for the victim. We just know there was a murder in the house.
Fair.
So because of that scream, we're like, dude, we got to investigate here more. That was crazy. So we investigate there for about a year. Then an insurance guy comes along and he's like, hey, I want to lease this property. Well, the company leased it to him. Before he would sign the lease, they had to bring in a contractor, which I happen to be the contractor they chose to do the work. So by trade, I'm a contractor. So I went in, I patched the ceiling, I replaced the ceiling in one room, refinished the hardwood floors and all that to get it up to acceptable level for the insurance guy.
Fair.
So he comes in, we do a final walkthrough to make sure the work meets his agreement before he signs lease. And one of the funniest things I've ever encountered was that day. As I'm headed to the basement, I'm 2/3 of the way down the steps, and it goes down and turns a corner. He's right at the angle, and his secretary hit that top threshold, not even on the first step down. She stopped, backed up, and goes, nope. There's a fuckload of nope in that basement, and I am not going down there. I don't give a shit.
Yep. Yeah, I like that.
That was, I now have a little crate that's about that big that some people made for me, and there's a fuckload of nope in there.
I love that. I had never
heard
that before in my life. A fuckload of nope.
I cracked up and I looked back at her and I went, what did you say? And she's like, you heard me. There is a fuckload of nope in that basement, and I ain't going down there. I don't care how long we stay in this place. I'm not going down there. Well, he ultimately signs a 2-year lease, so we lose access to that building. We're like, well, shit, we can investigate the log cabin. We still got the woods. We know it's battlefield. So let's focus on those. Well, then we discover that the log cabin has given us just as much evidence as the brick rancher. Well, in the meantime, I've started going to the courthouse to research land records, research anything I can about them. And I went so frequently that they stopped running me through the magnetometer. And they're like, what the hell are you looking for anyway? And I told them where I'm working at. And they're like, wait right here. I got someone you need to talk to. So they radio a Captain Nelson. And it turns out that on the morning of the murder in that house, she was a rookie patrol deputy. Oh. She stood guard on the body while the evidence collection team and forensics went through. And she's like, I can do you one better. And she radios a retired lieutenant, and I can't remember his name. And he comes over and she asked him, hey, do you remember that murder that we did out at the log cabin, the little brick house next door? Yeah, I remember that. The 12-year-old girl. And I'm like, the what? He's like, yeah, it was just a 12-year-old girl. And I'm like, holy shit. I went, do you have any names? And he's like, I remember the boy's name because it was such an ugly crime. And the boy's name was Randy Elliott. And I went, do you remember her name? And he's like, nah, I don't remember her name. I remember his, though. And I went, well, shit, that gives me a great starting off point. So now I'm in newspapers.com. I'm in the archives section. I'm digging and digging. And then the pages just start popping one after another after another. So the story is, and this isn't just, which we've got some great stories from the locals, the shit that, Whisper Down the Hallway has produced. But the story is that on the morning of Friday, October 4th, 1979, 17-year-old Randy Lynn Elliott raped and murdered his 12-year-old half-sister in her bedroom. 2 .38 caliber rounds in her chest.
You don't have to say murdered. You can.
Well, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what all platforms you're going to. I don't want to get you sanctioned if you're on TikTok or anything.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
It's just a habit.
No, that's fair.
If you push it to TikTok, they'll smoke you for it.
I think TikTok wants you to say unalived or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not sharing to any.
Which is why I said the schmurder.
I like that one.
Yeah, but it was like so he throws her body out her bedroom window. Jones Construction, that owns all of it, has a couple of workers out back that's going to knock down the tall grass and everything. And they're going to bush hog. and lay down everything to make a lay down yard and trailer parking. Well, they see this guy carrying something through where they're going to work, hollered at him, whatever, what are you doing or whatever. He's carrying something. He throws what he's carrying in a refrigerator box and takes off running across the field and through the woods. And yes, I am very good at getting us restricted on everything else.
I'm good with it. This is the Paranormal Unveiled. Get us restricted. I'm fine with it. We talk about real shit.
Yeah, well, it sucks though when you can't broadcast.
I'm just saying.
We'll figure it out, and it'll be all right.
Yeah, but they go to move the box so they can do their work, and they find her body in it. And of course, authorities are called. All hell breaks loose. 3 days later, Randy is found in Lumberton, North Carolina. They go down and interview him. Doesn't deny the allegations against him, comes back here to face charges, didn't fight extradition, entered a plea agreement for life in prison without parole, and then got paroled in May of 2019. So he's back in Lumberton, North Carolina. But while we've got this information, we can't really do shit with it because the insurance guy is in the building. Oh. But, by the way, his 2-year lease ended in 10 months on a weekend when he packed up and left.
Oh.
Went in the wind. We don't know where he went. So now we're back in that building. Now we're investigating. Now we know who to talk to. Now we have some questions. Now we have all of those things that we can work with.
Right.
And when I tell you that we have drawings and images of weird shit, I'm going to send a image to you, Gwen. Are you able to throw it up on screen?
Yeah, it'll take me just a minute, but go ahead and send it to me. Send it to me on Facebook, please.
Roger that. So it was a matter of, okay, we know who we're trying to talk to. Let's see what we can do. And it just became some of those where you're going, this can't be real. This is just, how does, I would have never expected these things. So I'm going to send you 2 of them, Gwen.
Okay.
One of them is a pencil drawing and one is a thermal image.
Okay.
Show the pencil drawing first, please.
Okay.
They should be in your messenger now.
Yeah.
But it became, as we're investigating, we're starting to discover there is some really dark shit in this basement. Mm-hmm. And then we've got friends of Melissa's that come out, including a young lady that was going to spend that Friday night as a sleepover. And she's like, it was really weird because Randy was spending more and more time in the basement leading up to this. And like he would even get mad when Mom would call him upstairs for dinner and start fights over that. I'm like, that's just weird. Well, as we've investigated, we've realized that there is something down there. And once Gwen gets the picture and gets it able to be pulled up on screen,
it takes just a minute.
That's fine.
I wish she'd hurry up. Like she's
all right, sir. Okay, so you want the pencil one first? Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So this image, we had a girl that was 17. She came out and joined us for one of our public investigations. She absolutely panicked, like hardcore, just froze. What you see are the basement steps and then this figure on the back side of it. And she said, it's just staring at me. Like she said, it looked like it was just staring into her soul. Her dad tried to talk to her. She kept asking him, it's just staring at me. Don't you see it? Then Ryan went over when he realized there was a problem, said, it's just staring at me. Don't you see it? And neither one of them saw anything, but they knew to get her out of the basement. So, but she said this thing was there. She said, I draw it this way. I didn't know if it was feathers or scales, but it didn't look like human skin. It looked like something different. But while you're looking at that, notice the big eyes, the big nose, and like the tufts coming off the back of the head.
I can see that clearly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 6 weeks after she brought us this image, we had a team come out and we're in the basement. One of them's got the FLIR attachment on the bottom of their phone. And now, if you can, Gwen, show the other image.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're looking at is the bottom right corner, which the scroll across the bottom is kind of
I wish I
blocking
could
it.
circle. I see it. I wish I could circle it.
Yeah. And the trouble is, look at the coloration of it. Where you see the 59.1, that's the cinder block in the middle of the basement.
Correct.
One of the foundation cinder block columns. Thermal is designed to pick and target lowest temperature. So what
Correct.
temperature is that little bastard? But is there a way that you can shrink it down, or?
I can't adjust it. It
Because
won't let me.
it's got the scrolling across the bottom is blocking out where he's at.
I can take that off for just a minute.
Yeah. If
Hang
we
on.
knock that down,
No,
Yeah.
that would help.
I can see this semicircle at the bottom to the right-hand corner.
Yeah.
There we
Now
go.
you can see like the tufts at the back of the head, the big eyes, and what looks like a rather large nose on the front of it. It's creepy as shit. And that's an untouched, straight from their cell phone to my cell phone image. And they're like, what the fuck did we capture? And I'm like, I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean,
here's-
without being there and seeing it in person, you really don't know.
Mhm.
No, you don't.
But I
Now,
can see, I can see the
here's-
facial structure in the bottom figure.
Mhm.
Right. Now, here's my best guess. I'm not going to paganize this thing and go, that is a demon. Because I don't think
no,
it
it's
is.
not. It's not.
I think it's an elemental. And I'll tell you why.
I was actually going to ask you about that, so please continue.
We know that that area was all native land right
Wait,
up
can we pull
until
that
about
picture
the
down?
1630s.
Yep.
So about the 1630s is when the European settlers were starting to push into that area. Now, we know from history books and everything, and Captain John Smith's notes, that there were 4 prominent tribes in that area that all fell under the Powhatan rule, Powhatan Nation. You had the Pamunkey, the Chickahominy, obviously Powhatan, and Mattaponi. Under the Powhatan Nation, their shaman would conjure an elemental spirit
Correct.
of the earth. And I suspect that that's what that is. Now, part of the problem with it is when the Powhatan Nation called it forward, it was originally to help the tribes. But then the tribes all started infighting, and now they're using the elemental, the Pukwudgie is what they name it.
Oh,
called it.
love me a Pukwudgie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they were using it to harm the other tribes. That then makes the Pukwudgie turn against humanity. So I'm thinking at this point now, this thing is targeting how can I create chaos for the humans in retaliation for what they've done to me, called me forward to do good and then use me for evil.
Fair.
So that's my suspicion. Now, I don't know. I haven't been able to get the little bastard to give his ID card, but I suspect he's a Pukwudgie.
And you know what? And that's a fair assessment because Pukwudgies are known to be trickster kind of style entities.
Mhm.
So they are technically elementals. They're not really spirit. Pukwudgies fall into a realm of a whole different classification, in my opinion. But before we pull Morgan back in, because I don't want her to miss the whole show, you answer my question to an extent. What or who do you think is haunting the cabin? Considering the history of the land, do you think it's a spirit? We've already touched on you think there might be an elemental there as far as a Pukwudgie. Do you believe that there's human spirits there as well?
Oh, most definitely. So keep in mind, I have 2 buildings. I have the brick rancher and the log cabin. There
Okay.
are probably and potentially 6 spirits that we've encountered in the log cabin, including a little boy. In the brick rancher, I know we have that spirit in the basement. Then we have Melissa's spirit, the young lady that was murdered. Then there
Yes,
are
Blaine, leave proof.
potentially 2 or more other entities in there. Now, earlier when I mentioned that I've had the shit scared out of me twice, in the Brick Rancher was my second time. I had a couple of Prospect team members with me. Ryan was with them. I came up out of the basement. And as I turned to walk from the kitchen into the living room, there are 3 big windows across from me. And I can look out and see the tree line across the street and
So it's
whatnot.
kind of like a bay window.
Kind of. Just
Yes.
3 windows locked together. But I can see the tree line, with the light pollution. And as I hit that threshold, just all of a sudden, there is black in front of me. I felt the energy, and it scared the piss out of me. I took that big step back, and I'm like, Ryan, where are you at? We're over by the bathroom. Why? And I went slam off. I'm like, don't you ever fucking step up on me like that again. I will burn so much sage in this bitch. I'll set the neighbor's smoke alarm off. I don't tolerate that shit from anybody. And you back your ass off. And then we hear 3 boot steps on the hardwood floor, and it went dead silent. Well, then Ryan's like, what just happened? I don't know, bro, but I think I peed a little. I'm going out and smoke a cigarette. Because it was right here, man. It was right here. And I'm like, all right, no.
That's why you bring your change of clothes. Yep.
Nope. But I know that we've had reports of a little boy seen in the log cabin. I physically saw a full-bodied apparition of an older man standing at the foot of my sleeping bag one night. And I'm going to share a good piece of advice for you. Here's from an old dude to the whole crew that's listening. Here's the best piece of advice I can give you. If you're going to sleep in a sleeping bag in a haunted location, don't zip that sumbitch up. You can't get out fast enough.
Yes, do not.
True.
I nearly shit in my sleeping bag. I woke up and there's an old man with his arms folded across his chest at my feet just staring at me.
That is very good advice. So before I bring Morgan back to the conversation, I assume you have had people come into your location, as far as whether or not be the cabin or the other building, that claim that they have the ability to be able to remove spirits. If the spirits there do not want to be removed, how do you handle that situation?
There is a standing rule. You are not to cross anything over. I am of the belief that we are not God. It is not our role to try to cross them over. Now, the asshole that tried to scare the shit out of me, I will bring my saints to bear, and I will do my best to have him pushed into the light. But there's 2 things about crossing them over. One, we don't know if it works for us. Maybe we're going to fuck up their existence. And 2, these are my books in the library. I can't learn about them if I get rid of them. So it is absolutely forbidden. I will blacklist you if I catch you crossing over on my property.
No, I love that answer. That's a great answer, because I can tell you, I have encountered many investigations that I have been on where a location owner said, I don't want the spirits crossed over, but they brought in someone who specializes in that. That's literally what they do. And they're like, well, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, why did you bring that person here if that's not what
that's
you want?
always fine.
Yeah.
Can Morgan come back?
Yeah, Morgan, come back. Please tell her to come back, because we're done with that conversation now.
But that's like St. Albans Sanatorium. History and all the folks say that, oh, we never did lobotomies and there were never any procedures done here.
Yeah.
But they had an autoclave, the instrument sterilizer, the size of a front load washing machine in the basement. And the foremost known doctor for doing frontal lobotomies is checked in there no less than 12 times. Why is he there if we're not doing this?
No,
why do we have floor drains and a huge autoclave? They were doing this shit.
Oh, they absolutely were. So I see we're hitting the final leg of the podcast. If my eyes don't perceive,
you got like
4 minutes left.
About 4 minutes.
Oh, that was quick.
So I feel like you do a great job of promoting the cabin. If you had another way to promote the cabin and the other location, like what platforms would you choose to do it on, and how would you do it?
Man, I'm burning the candle at both ends, around the middle and up the sides. I've got a TikTok. There's actually 2 TikToks for
I
it.
love your TikTok.
We've got the Facebook page, my page. I've got a YouTube that I'm trying to put together where we can throw things on there. I just started my own podcast, Life, Death, and Coffee, where I promote it on occasion. So, I mean, it's everything that I can do to promote and push it. And here's the thing. I'm not trying to get rich on it. I'll be blunt. I have nosedived my credit score about 180 points in the year and a third that I've owned the property or the business there. So it's not doing financially great. So I'm not into it to make a ton of money. I have 7 acres of battlefield that is the last undeveloped battlefield from the battles of Bethesda Church that took the lives of over 2,000 men. I also have,
should be more well known.
Right. I also have a young lady that should be memorialized. So we've cleared an area that we're going to put a memorial garden in her name. I've got in the woods, I'm doing a clearing where I'm going to do a Union encampment, a Confederate encampment, and a Native encampment. I want to honor all of those that came before us and tell their story. I've got the entire regiment, short of 12 men from 49th Virginia, were decimated within 0.2 of a mile of my property. 13th Virginia literally shed their blood on my land, and 400 members of that company were killed and their blood flowed across my property. I want to honor those men. That's what I'm trying to do. So I want to take ownership of it. I want to get a historic easement on the land and set it so it will always be a battlefield and you can come learn what our history is.
And I feel like you actually answered my next question with that one, because I was going to say, what is your overall goal? What would you like to achieve by people investigating your location? You're trying to preserve the history.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
Paranormal aspect aside, yes, if you can confirm the paranormal aspect, that's great. But for me, from my own personal standpoint, I see it as you're trying to preserve the history of the location.
Yeah, that's my ultimate goal. Like I said, I want to be able to put trail markers talking about 49th Virginia, talking about 149th Maine that came through, talking about 73rd New York that was on their way to Cold Harbor. I sit 3.1 miles away from the deadliest per capita battle of the entire Civil War. And the battles on my land were the ignition point for that battle. So it has significant historical value. Without me saving it, it stands a chance that it'll be a fucking car wash or a storage center.
And that cannot happen.
So I'm struggling.
By the way.
But Dennis, I see we just hit the hour format. So I'm a kind of like a time Nazi, because I know I have a show coming up after me. So if there,
you want me to do it?
No. Where can people find you as far as being on TikTok or whatever to promote your business? Where can people find you?
So the 2 TikTok pages are the Cabin on 360 with no spaces and the Cabin on 360 that's spaced properly. The one with no spaces, you get mostly my ugly face with a "did you know?" Did you know that this happened, or did you know that that happened? And then the other TikTok page, we will share evidence as it's given to us. We go live every Thursday night, save a few here and there, weather or whatever. For 2 hours, we investigate live and see what we get. We'll be live on that one tomorrow night from 8 to 10. We'll be live on the Cabin on 360 Facebook page. So come join us, man. Come hang out. See what we catch when it happens.
I can tell you right now that myself and my girlfriend are going to be in contact with you because I want to go to the Cabin on 360.
Well, I'll tell you, I've got some of the lowest booking rates you can get. Sunday night through Friday night, both buildings, the full wooded area, $350. Saturday night, $400. That's it. That's up to 10 people. Got full power, high speed internet, bathrooms, refrigerator, microwave, coffee pot, snack rack. All of that shit's there for you. I even have a
Okay,
75-inch screen up on the wall that you can drop your DVR into.
you cannot beat that.
Wow.
Nah,
So I'm going to go ahead and end the podcast off with my 3 typical questions. So, Dennis, let me ask you. Every paranormal investigator out there, they have a bucket list. If you had one location that you could travel to and cost and travel was not an option, where are you going?
Poveglia Island.
Correglia, Italy.
Yes.
Love it. So
Any
we're going
island
to,
that has increased 30% in size with the ashes of the dead has to have amazing energy.
yes, I agree. So we're going to Bavaglia Island. You can only bring one person with you. They can be alive or dead, and they do not have to be involved in the paranormal. Who are you bringing with you, and why?
See, that's a little fucked up. Um, I would
Is
bring
it
my dad.
though?
I would bring my dad. My dad is dead, and he was truly, absolutely my best friend. Um,
Okay,
so just to be able to hang out with him, I would bring him.
I love it. That is an amazing answer. So you're going
Now,
to
if,
Bavaglia Island. You're
now,
bringing
if I
your dad.
have to choose the living, I think Martha would have to be with me.
You know what? I'll give you a
That's
twofer
my
here.
bestie.
I'll give you a twofer here. So we're going to Bavaglia Island. You're bringing your dad and Martha.
Mm.
You can only choose one piece of equipment to bring with you. What is that piece of equipment that you're bringing, and why?
Voice recorder.
But
I
why?
want to hear the names so I can research them and then honor them.
That is a great answer. So we got Dennis going to Bavaglia, and look, I'm just gonna tell you, Pavaglia. That's what I'm gonna leave it at because I want to go there, and you should have brought me. I'm fucking-
He should have brought
Well,
me.
then give me a 3 for bro. Let's make it a party.
no, you're good. So look, Dennis, I will tell you right now, I appreciate you coming on the show for an hour and talking with us. This location fascinates me. And I
Mhm.
seriously hope that in the very near future, I can come down and check out this location in person for myself.
I look forward to it, brother. Jump on the website, tco360.com, booking calendar and everything. You know, it's all right there for you.
I love it.
As well, look, May
But
15 and 16, I'm doing a convention there. It's going to be called Cabin Con. Look up the
Oh,
Facebook page, Cabin Con 2026. Get a vendor
is it?
table is only $50. Yep,
look,
May 15
you
and 16.
you share it to me, and I will share that shit out everywhere. I will ensure to promote it.
Yeah.
Excellent. I appreciate it.
But Dennis, if you wouldn't
But
mind hanging around in the background for about 5 or 10 minutes, me and Gwen got to
Mhm.
close out the show, and I have a follow-up question for you after the show.
not a problem. I'll be in the wings.
All right. Drop your
Sounds
back.
great. That was an eye-opening and amazing conversation.
I want to go there. I really do.
Oh, I want to go. Like
I
I
want
want
to
to
go.
go. Like I want to go with no pants. I'm joking. I'll obviously wear pants.
Look
But
here. You have to wear some pants. Oh, Morgan dropped out again because y'all were talking about the property and that kind of stuff. So
Jeremy, thank you. Maria,
Mhm.
I saw you there. No, like
Marla,
Marla, I'm sorry.
he
Look,
can't
look,
see.
my screen is small. Okay, I'm dealing with what I can deal with.
There you go.
But no, like I feel like that was an amazing conversation. I did
Yeah.
not know that much of the history. Like I knew a little bit about it because I researched it a little bit
I
before.
looked it up and I didn't get that much out of it either. That's why I was like, okay, yeah.
No, that is awesome.
Mhm.
And not just that, but where the location is, it kind of puts me in your kind of area.
Mhm.
I mean,
I
so
want to go. I do. I want to go.
well, that's a discussion between you and him because you're closer than I am. That's like a freaking 10-hour drive for me, but I mean, it might be worth it.
I think it might be. I really do.
But guys, that was the Paranormal Unveiled podcast with Dennis
Mhm.
Estlock, the owner of the Cabin on 360. It is a location that is not as well known as it should be known, based off of the activity that I have been told that is going on there. Next week, my guess is up in the air. I don't know what's going on at this current moment, so I cannot announce my Gwen. I'll explain in the post show.
That's
But,
what I'm thinking.
I don't know what's going on at the moment, so we're just gonna have to kind of figure it out, feel it out. But either way, I will see you guys next Wednesday night for the Paranormal Unveiled podcast at 8 p.m. on the All Access Network. Same spooky time, same spooky channel. Please be sure to stay tuned for Twisted Tales with Jeremy Cotter.
Yes. See you in the future.
And I will see you guys next week.